G'day guys, Duckville here. Welcome to a new replay which I have picked up, obviously from the clever little warning that I put on the start of this particular video. You'll see with my amazing video skills that got me into LucasArts. No, I'm kidding. It was absolutely terrible, but whatever, you know what I'm talking about. This is obviously going to be a pretty long game. I actually asked on a couple of social websites, communities, that sort of jazz, that whether people wanted to see some longer games. Hopefully I did not take that too literally, because this is quite a long one. If you are sitting there at home thinking, well, you can't be serious, this is StarCraft 2, we only see games for a maximum of half an hour or so, if that. Well, this one's a bit longer. Let's just put it that way. Some of you who already know what I am talking about will know that this is quite a lot longer. So make sure you have some tinnies, beers for those of you who aren't from Australia. Make sure you've got some, sure you've got some breakfast, some lunch, some tea wherever you are, and hopefully this will be quite entertaining and educational. That's one thing we want to be looking at in this particular game. At the end of the game is for it to be educational. So the two players, you're sitting there wondering, who the hell are these two players? We've got ZergRangkke, who is the dude from a couple of recent replays I've put up featuring GSL 2 runner-up Boxer, fake Boxer, with his awesome Marine play. This is ZergRangkke, who we'll be calling Zergie. I know this is obviously quite a bit annoying to call the Terran player Zergie, but that's who he is. He is, in fact, I'll say that correctly. And in fact, we actually have a Macarax going down for Zergie. His opponent, just quickly, while we're looking at this, who his opponent has done a 13 hatch. His opponent is none other than Nestea, the GSL Season 2 champion, who beat Fake Boxer, who I was just talking about just before. Will be playing here on the opposite side of Lost Temple. Over here at the 2 o'clock, he will be sitting here with his Zerg claws, scratching away at that keyboard, making sure that he is on top of everything, as he generally is. Those of you who watch the GSL will know from the great Artosis and Tasteless that the Nestea is a really good macro player. He not macro in terms of I am going to sit back and make 1,000 bases and just lol while I have so much economy. He's just very good with controlling his economy in that regard. Zergie, his Terran foe over across on the 9 o'clock position. I'm not really sure if he's sort of famous for anything in the Korean scene. I haven't really asked anyone. I may ask a couple of people, but Zergie, in some of the replays which I've done, has just been very, he's been very standard, a bit like Nestea, but perhaps a little lower in the skill level than Nestea. But either way, we'll see how we go in this particular replay. We did have this Macarax come out here from Zergie, but it looks as if he's just done it to perhaps provoke some extra Zerglings from Nestea, and in fact he was indeed successful in that regard, because Nestea's popped out 10 lings. This is actually a lot more than a Zerg wants to produce at the start of a game. In fact, there's 12 now. There's a couple more coming across as well. But he's successfully done that. Very good at, in fact, wait, he's popping out a heap. He's got 16 now in total, but either way, he's, Zergie was very successful in denying a lot of drones, because, as they say, if you are building Zerglings, you are actually not building drones for Zerg. So it's quite a nice little tactic there from Zergie, provoking those Zerglings to be built. And now what he's done, he's done a double Macarax, and he's turned it into a triple rack. So he's now got a very hard wall of 3 racks here at the expansion, and in fact he's going to turn this into a quick CC into 3 racks. Obviously one of the particular builds that is quite popular with the Terran users against Zerg and Protoss alike. Actually, you can use it against Protoss if you're careful with it. And it looks like what is Nestea going to do to respond to this? We're going to see an expansion going down here. Not sure where this guy's going. Is he going across here, or is he going across here? He hasn't actually built it. It's a little bit of a very sort of cute little tactic. I wouldn't actually. That's not really cute, I suppose, but it's very it's a very high level sort of thing to actually not actually just send your drone across the map and then build it, sort of send your drone across the map and build at the same time. If you actually let it go, let it walk over there so you can use your minerals if need be, and then build your hatchery once it gets there, it's actually a little bit nicer on your economy if you can do it that way. So do try and keep that in mind. But we'll have to see how he responds to this triple wall here. He's obviously not going to be able to use banelings against that because it is very solid. Not to mention with these heavy marines behind them. You know what he is going to do though? He's going to build a supply depot out here. I hate to tell you, Zergie, but that is not going to stop Zerglings. The supply depot doesn't actually shoot anything. But what he's actually going to do, he's going to turn this into a retractable wall. Check this out. There you go. Supply depot there. He's going to use that to obviously let his forces out when he needs to. And what we will see across in Nestea's base is, in fact, a baneling nest. So he's noticed that the supply depot was there, and he's going to use the banelings, I suppose, to actually try and bust in. And we would expect to see a lot of Zerglings on the way shortly from Nestea, but what he's doing just at the moment is making sure he's got a lot of drones popping out there, as you can see, droning up quite nicely. And I would expect with the lava that are just about to pop a lot of Zerglings. There you are, bang, 14 Zerglings are on the way, and he's probably going to try and bust that in just a second. Now, as a response to that, you would really think that Zergie's going to have to try and actually make sure he can keep on top of what these Zerglings are doing, but in fact the SCV that came out to check out what was happening is actually dead now, and I think we're going to see these Zerglings morph across into banelings in just a second. But let's see what happens. There they go. We've got some banelings. We've got the banelings morphing in here from Nestea. He's obviously going to use them to try and bust in. Let's just have a quick look at what Zergie is doing. He does have +1 weapons just about done. He's got a tank on the way, siege mode, sorry, as well. Here comes the bust. Let's keep an eye on what's happening here. He spots it. He puts down a bunker, but the bunker is not going to be enough to block everything. Zerglings do get in, but there are just so many marines here. There is no way that is going to be successful. The Zerglings just decide to go home because they have had enough of that one. And looks as if they will be used to fight another day. But back on the tech topic, as Zergie re-walls there with a supply depot and a bunker. On the topic of tech, we also have, he's going for the gone very high on the infantry tech there. He's grabbing infantry armor quite quickly there. A supply drop there, quite nice. I like to see them. They are a bit underused in my eyes, but obviously you can use mules to greater effect sometimes. And we still have a lot of marines out for Zergie, and this tank here is obviously going to stop any further incursions by the Zerglings. So what we've got is Nestea has now realised he's sort of in a decent position to actually drone up. He's made an attack on the front there, making sure that that Zergie is aware of his current position, and it looks as if Zergie is actually going to go for a drop here. Down at the 6 o'clock. He has spotted it now, and he's actually going to use that. There we go. We have a queen spotting it, the medevac, but it is not going to be able to spot anything on the high ground, and the tanks land, take a few shots at that queen, and now they're going to siege up, and Nestea is very aware that that is the case there, because as many Zerg players would know, you do have a lot of drops on these high grounds, and it looks as if Zergie's going to use this to great effect here. He's bringing across there's another medevac, yeah, with some marines in it, and he's going to probably use these to try and take out this expansion in entirety. But we'll see what happens. He's going to land these marines. There we go. They land on the high ground, and we'll see what happens. Not sure what these overlords are doing. Perhaps a bit of a miss rally there, but he's going to drop the marines actually inside the base here now that he has the cover of the siege tanks on the high ground. Probably going to stim up. There they are. At least stim going up, and he cleans up the queen. He's going to try and clean up some of these drones before they can get away, and they run back into the medevac and run home, because these broodlings are actually pretty good at cleaning up marines if they're not being healed. But nice little play there by Zergie. Cleans up that expansion. You know what? Nestea just says, you know what, you can take that one. I'm going to take this one instead, because he cannot drop on a high protected position like you can with this particular expansion. Now, obviously, given that Zergie's gone for this sort of play, Nestea's going to be aware of it, and as you can see here, we've got overlords up on this high ground, putting a bit of creep down to make sure that turrets cannot be built up here. That's one thing that Terrans like to do, is build some turrets up there to keep overlords away. But what he's going to do is actually use the marines to clean out the overlords, so that the overlords cannot spot the high ground here. They still can see it for the moment. This one does go down. As you can see there, the marines were not able to be spotted. The spine crawler that was poking away at one of these marines, this marine with 1 health, that can be You can swear at that guy and he'll die. And this one last Overlord comes across. He is trying to get in range, but he cannot make it. Mutalisks come in. They're going to clean everything up. There is a great deal of Mutalisks here. We've currently got a total of 11 Mutalisks out on the map. And we are probably going to see them try and actually control the position of where the Terran goes with his units. And as you can see, he's decided to move out. He's decided to take some of the initiative here. He's probably going to secure this, secure the gold expansion. There we go, and try and actually get a good economy going from that particular position. We've got some drone transfers going on from here. While Nestea is droning up, he's currently sitting on 4 hatches, so he's certainly got enough lava to make use of his decent income. Speaking of income, let's have a quick look at that tab. We've currently got Nestea sitting on just under 2k minerals income, and just on 350 gas or so. And Zergie is currently sitting on 800 income and around about 500 gas. So he's certainly a little bit higher on the gas. I'm not sure why. Oh, okay, we've got a couple of extractors that aren't actually being utilized just for the moment. But as you can see here, Mutalisks coming in Brood War style, doing a bit of back and forth there with the Mutalisks, making sure that he can control, as I said before, controlling where the Terran is utilizing his forces. If he can actually pull some of the Marines away from the front, he can use an attack on the front to actually weaken the Terran. So we may see, we've got a whole heap of units here from Nestea. He's got a lot of Zerglings, a lot of Banelings, and a whole lot more popping out. We've got +1 ground weapons and air weapons on the way from Nestea, and on Zergie's side we've got +2 to infantry armor and +1 to vehicle weapons. And it looks as if Zergie's going to fly around here and try and pick off some of these gathering units here at the gold expansion. He picks off, I think it was just one little mule that got picked off there. A couple of Mutalisks, I think, yeah, there was a bit of goo falling on the ground, and the couple of Mutalisks did die, because there are 2 turrets here that are able to take shots, and it looks as if we've got Zergie moving out. Now, we're not sure where he's going just at the moment. He's sort of moving through the middle bit there. Not really sure why he moved across there, but we do have an attack coming through here. These Marines are going to stem up. A scan goes down. He's going to try and clean out some of these creep tumors, but the Zerglings and the Banelings are coming across. A lot of Zerglings here to clean up what he can, and the splash damage from the tanks is not going to be helpful, and the Banelings just ripping through everything here, rolling across like little tennis balls, just rolling across and cleaning up a lot of these Marines. A little bit of a boxer style micro here with these extra Marines that are left over, and the Mutalisks along the back there just trying to take out the medevac, and they do so, but another Baneling hit goes down, and a lot of Marines are lost in that confrontation. So another there was sort of a bit of a an exchange where it was sort of mutual, because we lost a lot of Zerglings. We lost, obviously, the Banelings, even their suicide units. But also, we did lose a few tanks. I think, how many tanks were there? Something like 7 tanks or something like that that were here. Now we're down to 1 at the moment. And obviously, a lot of Marines were lost as well. So, a bit of a mutual exchange, which sort of benefits the Zerg mostly, because obviously the Zerg units are a lot cheaper. But we will see how that pans out in future. Nestea coming in here to try and